Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Decommunity Podcast. I'm Roy Bernheim. I'm the co-founder of Decommerce, and I'm here to bring you really the inside scoop of everything brands, innovation, community, and through conversations with global leaders from the brands world, media, and also nonprofits who share what they think about community and innovation and how they act on it. So today I have Tracy Green here. Tracy is the co-founder of Vontélle Eyewear, and Vontélle Eyewear, and we'll hear all about it, is really a beautiful, beautiful product, and it's something that fits better and is more comfortable. And also what I found super intriguing, and I'll ask Tracy more about, is that Tracy says that it's eyewear that matters. So we met last year in New York at a dinner at Italy that we organized through our friend Jordana Guimaraes. And from there, we have already had a really interesting conversation that I'm really glad to continue now on the show. So hi, Tracy. Great to have you.
Hi, Roy.
For you to introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and it's good to see you again after so many months. Yes, Tracy Green, co-founder of Vontélle Eyewear. I lost my glasses in 2019, and when I went to look for a new pair, they all were too small and too tight, but most importantly, they also just all looked the same. And, I have chubby cheeks, so I always had indentations on my cheeks from the glasses being too tight. And the temples were never long enough. My son is like 6'4", and he's an athlete, and he had to start wearing glasses, and the temple lengths were too short for him. And then my husband had to start wearing glasses. He needed readers, and his nose is a little bit wider. They were too small. And it just all came together like, what's wrong? Why do these glasses hurt? Why don't they fit well? And I called my best friend that I met in college to complain about it. And she called me back like 2 days later and said, we're going to Paris. And I'm like, what? She said, let's go to Paris. So we go to Paris because they have this large eyewear expo called Silmo. And we walked that expo for 3 days. And no one who looked like us was designing and manufacturing glasses. And that was our aha moment. The reason why glasses hurt or don't fit or leave indentations or marks on your nose and face is because no one who looks like us is making glasses for us. And we met a manufacturer in Paris. And now, 5 years later, I'm sitting here talking to you. And we have a beautiful eyewear collection for men and for women.
Wow. And share a bit more about that moment, because most people, I would think, well, they'll try the different models and then might get upset and just take a model that maybe works for the moment. But they wouldn't probably jump on a flight to Paris and walk a trade show for 3 days. Can you share more about the dynamic and what really intrigued you to do that step?
I think it was two things. One, we talk about community. You always need someone to push you. So while I was upset, I kept saying, what if we had glasses with patterns and they were larger and they could fit better? I was telling my friend, all things I wanted, but she was the one who was like, I think we can do it. And I thought she was crazy, of course. But I think we were at a time in our life that, this is pre-pandemic. We went in 2019 to Paris. It was a time in our lives where we have made it in our career. I was a CFO as a hospital system before this, and she was a sales executive at a firm, big media company. And she had lost a pair of glasses too and was also frustrated. And when I told her the story, she looked at her mom and other people that she knew. She didn't really wear glasses, mostly sunglasses for fun, but she saw all the marks on her family's faces. And she said, you're right, these glasses are leaving scars on our faces. So I think when she did the research and she said, let's just go to Paris, I was just thinking we were going to Paris to hang out. But once we got there and we really walked, it forced us. It was like, if not us, then who? Because when we walked the show for 3 days, you get a free ticket. You didn't have to pay. All we had to do is pay for the go to Paris. And it was during Fashion Week. So again, I was like, oh, we're going to go to Paris, have fun. This was more like an extra stopover, not like we was going to really do anything. But once we saw the issue and we were there, we were like, listen, we're smart. We're women. We can do this if we put our heads together. And we did. And it was just step by step. We said, let's just get a manufacturer. We met someone there. We met a couple of them. A lot of them didn't understand what we wanted. And historically, glasses are made with the same measurements. So when we asked to make them bigger and longer and wider, half of the people dropped out. So it was really hard to find someone who understood what we wanted and to work with us. And then once we did, We said, oh, let's just get some samples. It became, let's just try. Let's just get some samples. All right, let's just interview someone. Let's just send some designs in. And before you know it, we started this trajectory. And then we said, wow, now we got to get a tax ID number. Now we have to get a logo. Now, so we started doing bit by bit by bit. I think it all kind of happened happenstance, but we did have a reason. But you never know until you take the leap.
Wow. And there with that leap and how you mentioned your friend that was there by your side, can you share more how you came up with this mantra almost of eyewear that matters? And I love that you're showcasing the products actually now during the show. So this is great.
Yes, we do that all the time. So basically, why we say we're eyewear that matters is three things. One, we are Black owned 100%. We are woman owned 100%. And we focus on the patterns of our culture. Right. So glasses kind of all look the same, but here I'm wearing a Kente print. We worked really hard with our manufacturer to infuse the patterns into the eyewear because we wanted to see our own culture. So when we say we're eyewear that matters, we're saying, listen, you're wearing a cultural heritage based brand eyewear. So you will stand out, you will look good, and you will feel that you're wearing something that not only fits you better, right? This bridge is wider, the lenses is larger, the temples are longer. It's eyewear that matters, right? It's conscious. We have to put someone like myself who does not wear contacts. I have to wear my glasses all day long. So imagine wearing them and they're too tight and they hurt and they leave indentations or they give you a headache because the temples are too short and they're pressing on the lymph nodes behind your ear. So a lot of people used to get headaches all the time and they didn't realize it was from their glasses. So that's why we said wear eyewear that matters. This eyewear is helping you live a better life. If you have diabetes, glaucoma, retinopathy, cataracts, a lot of people cannot wear contacts. They have to wear glasses. So it's the only game in town. So you want it to feel good and be comfortable and kind of feel like you're not even wearing them.
Yeah, so that really matters. So from the aesthetics, but then also really the health and the comfort, like that I mentioned, that matters a lot. And so this community that you started with, well, it started with you and your friend from what I can tell, and then this manufacturer, how did they go from there? How did you start to get the right people involved? Because you said you also had a few no's along the way, right? So
a lot of no's. I tell everyone, you need community. No one makes it alone, right? I thank God we met Jordana. Because of Jordana, we're on this call. She's our community, right? We meet people and people lead you to other people. So we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of our community. So while we met a lot of manufacturers and a lot of them said no, we found one or two that said yes. And then we found one that really believed in us and what we were trying to do and wanted to do something different. So you need that community to believe in you and then wanted to participate and want to assist. And early on, we had nothing. It was just us investing our own money, me and my business partner that we saved. We told our husbands we're going to try this out. And then a pandemic happens. So it derails us because we were supposed to travel overseas. We manufacture in Paris and China. We couldn't travel. We couldn't go back out. Thank God for technology. We did everything over WhatsApp with the manufacturer, but we needed someone to believe in us and say, let's help. So then we were able to do everything over the internet and, stuff like that, sending designs back and forth. And then we launched our website with a friend one of our other college friends, his niece did websites. And he's like, listen, she can help you out. She's new. So we took a gamble on her. Again, community, somebody's telling you refer. We launched our website October 2020. And I tell you, I think between October and December, we got like $7,000 in sales, all from our friends and family. It was all community. We posted like a couple posts on social media. These are better fitting. Our posts weren't great. It was just like a picture of ourselves and the samples. And we were so excited that our community jumped in to help us make this money.
And can you share more about this dynamic at the very beginning? So from going from you two with supplier product to then making that leap of inviting other people, was that very conscious or like how you built that up? Or was it, can you share more of the dynamic in there?
So, like I said, because of the pandemic, we couldn't go back out and visit our manufacturer. So what we was doing was we were drawing on paper. We were taking the fabrics, because don't forget, we live in Brooklyn, New York, and it's a beautiful melting pot of a lot of cultures. So we would go to the fabric stores, we would pick up fabric, we could pick up stuff, we would look at designs of glasses and say, we want this pattern on this glasses, right? And we would send it to him and he would send it back. And we're like, no, that's not right. So it was a lot of back and forth. And then there was a language barrier, of course, because my French is not good and my Mandarin is not good either. Neither is my partner. And then it's the time difference. It's a whole, so we would be up at 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, trying to talk to them. But it was just step by step. This is what we wanted. We knew in our minds what we wanted. And once we started to draw it on paper, and then my brother is an artist, and so is my son. So I was like, can you make this look better so he can see what we're talking about? And then we found Fiverr and some other companies who can actually do the drawings for you. And once we kind of found the people to help us, it brought the glasses to life, and then we was able to give it to the manufacturer, and then he was able to make it. So it was a lot of pieces of people that we needed to kind of say, all right, this is what's in our heads. Can you make it an AI file so he can make it into the glasses?
And how do you see your role?
And then we talked to him about the measurements. Like the measurements had to be bigger. So we kept saying, we need this to be bigger, the nose bridge, we need everything bigger. And we gave him the measurements that we wanted.
And how do you see, so with all these different really pieces that had to come together, how do you see your role within all of this?
So as a founder, as a person who has an idea, your job is to sell your idea to everyone. One, you need to sell it to people to help you, right? Because I can't make it myself. I can't make the glasses myself. So the goal is to say, listen, this is why we're doing it. This is why it matters. This is why it's important. Really hone on that message. Then it's also to be the CEO, you have to get your idea out to the community. This is why it's important. This is why you need this. You never knew you needed this. And we educate. Hey, do you get a headache after you wear your glasses? It's because they're too tight and pressing on the lip nose behind your ear. Hey, do you have marks on your nose? Oh, it's probably because your glasses are too narrow in the nose bridge. We make our nose bridge wider. Is it because your glasses are hitting your cheekbones every time you smile? It's because they're too tight and they're leaving indentations. The lenses are not large enough. Is the width too tight? So we give education, and that's my job, to educate, to bring people on board, to let them see our vision. And because of that, we are the first Black-owned and women-owned brand to design a collection for America's best. And we have our Vontélle glasses in 900 stores nationwide. We were able to get them to realize they were not meeting their customers, because not all their customers are 5'2" and slim, right? You have a monolith of people, different sizes, different face sizes, and not all of them are African American either. We serve all cultures because all our face shapes are different. And once they realize that, Polish, German, Hispanic, African American, Latina, whatever, Jamaican, wherever you're from, we all look different. And we was able to hone that message and be able to sell our glasses in other places. That's my job, to be able to get that message out.
Wow. And congratulations, 900 stores in 5 years. That's amazing. So that's an amazing job at
Thank you.
telling that story. And let's talk a bit more about this communication with your customer and with the education piece. What are those conversations like? Do people are they surprised, or is it something that what's the kind of feedback that you get from those conversations with customers?
I think number one, they're not surprised. They know they had the problem, but they didn't know there was an issue to address it. Right? They were like, no one blamed the eyewear. Everyone blamed, oh, you need to put more makeup on, or you need to use cream to take away the marks. They tell you to put nose pads on, or they gave you other solutions, but the eyewear is just too small and too narrow. It's not made to fit your face. So the education kind of was opens their eyes. You're right, this does hurt, but I'm wearing it because it's the most popular name brand, or this is the only glasses I've had for years, or when I go to my eye doctor, this is all they have. So we tell our customers, ask your eye doctor to carry Vontélle. We sell to eye doctors throughout the US. You let them know, listen, I have a wider nose bridge. I need larger glasses. You need to get this company in here. So, and our customers do that. So now we are selling in Puerto Rico, Martinique, we're in Canada. So we're expanding because customers are like, listen, you need to carry glasses that I want to wear. And the eye doctors are calling us saying, hey, our customers came in and mentioned your name. Can you sell us some glasses? So that's been helpful for us. And we also do direct to consumer, which is great. But I think by giving the message and the education, people are starting to realize you're right. There needs to be a solution for people who just look different. And we don't like to say that you have a big face, because now we have petite customers emailing us saying, can you make your beautiful designs, because they like the patterns, for petite faces. So while we started for larger, now we're looking at doing a line just for petites, because a lot of petite people have to wear children's glasses. They don't want to wear SpongeBob glasses.
And this is based on customer feedback. So these are people that come to you and say, hey,
Yeah.
this in this way? How do they give this feedback? Is this email conversation?
Yes.
Did they call you? Can you share a bit more about that?
So we get, because of the world today, we actually get flooded with feedback, which in a way, it's really good. I mean, it could be overwhelming, but social media. So, you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now called X. Everyone gives you feedback on those platforms. We like this. We don't like this. We like that. Can you do black? Can you do this color? Can you do this? Then we have our website, which people email us. So the emails is really the best way. And then we do a lot of pop-up events because we got to be in the community. We did Essence Fest in New Orleans. We go to the sorority Delta conventions. We went to Indiana Black Expo. We traveled the first couple of years around the US trying to meet our customers so we can get feedback in real time because they try the glasses on and they say, oh, this is great, this is that. And then that's how we find out. And our men customers are the best because they always want a specific shape and color. So we are doing more black glasses because a lot of people like black, but that wasn't our starting point. We always like color and pattern, but now we're doing black because the men want larger, but they also just want plain. So we focus on that and we listen to our customers. We try to do a little bit of everything. And then we have people who say, oh my God, I love it. Give me more color, more. So then we do more.
And so, I mean, you're getting all this community engagement, whether people have already purchased glasses from you or they're just interested in buying something that they've seen. But then you have all these different sources. So it comes via email, social media, etc. How do you keep track of it? And how do you make sure that you actually address the biggest need in the market?
So how do we keep track of all the communication that we get? Is very tough. Social media is all in the DMs, direct messages, and sometimes people put it directly on the post, which is great. So we just look at those every day, and a lot of them are the same, but if it's really different, those are the ones we pull out, we extract those. On the emails is actually easier because once they email us, we can put it in like a bucket and then we can look at them like once a month when we meet and say, look, this is what the customer feedback was for the month of February. We need to do this. And again, over time, they become the same. People want more of the same colors, like the petite, that was something different. So we're able to pull out the ones that all the same kind of go into one bucket, and the ones that are really different that we really need to focus on. Those are the ones we pull out and say, hey, we never thought about this. These clients are saying they want this. And then when we see enough of the same requests, we know this is something we need to work on when we do the next designs.
And in this process, so before you were getting those feedbacks, who would make the decision on the shapes and the designs? And now with this feedback, how do you integrate that? How do you balance that input from customers?
So when we first started, me and my business partner, Nancy, we did everything. I was doing shipping and packing. She was doing, emails. We would call, she would do sales. We did every job. I mean, when you're an entrepreneur and you have a little bit of funds, we did just about everything, and we had our website person. Now we're a team of 8, still small and lean. So we have someone in social media who can pull the data and then say to us, we actually did the designs. Me and my business partner, Nancy, did every design. But now we are also the first women and Black-owned company to have a partnership with Nickelodeon. So a web designer did all the designs for the kids' glasses. So you have SpongeBob, Baby Shark, stuff like that, which is great. And we sell to a lot of the resorts. If you go to a SpongeBob resort, you'll be able to get the glasses. There's a mall here in New Jersey, Mall of America, and they have a huge Nickelodeon theme park. We're selling to them. But so we do have people now to help us out with the designs. And now that we have a small team, once we get all the feedback, we can kind of divvy out who does what. Like, what this is more of a marketing thing. We need to let people know we have these colors, right? Because some people are asking for things, but they don't know we already have it. So we go to our marketing team. How do we market this better so they know that it exists? If it's something brand new that we need to do, we say, okay, we're doing a new collection for the fall or for the summer 2025. We need to get these in because so many men are asking for this or so many women are asking for this. How do we get this in for the next designs? And that's what we've been doing, is kind of taking the information and funneling it into the next set of designs, 6 months down the road. Right? It takes us a while to kind of design it and get it going, and then marketing it. That's the biggest issue, because we can build it, but they don't know it is there. Then they won't come buy it. So the marketing piece of it is like, hey, you asked, now we deliver. And we kind of actually do newsletters, we do emails, we do the post. We've been lucky enough to get a couple commercials, and that's been helpful with Amazon and some other things. So that's been helpful to get our message out. You need publicity all the time to let people know you exist and what you have for them.
Has there been a surprise, like when you got feedback from a customer and it was a debate internally whether you should go ahead with that suggestion or not.
I think the biggest surprise that we've gotten so far is that, we were really, really focused on larger sizes. And then when we heard the petite piece, that really shocked us because we're thinking there's so many glasses out there. There's so many companies and we feel the glasses are too small, right? But even smaller people have an issue. So I think that was the biggest surprise to us. We thought only people with larger noses had issues, but if you have a small nose, you have an issue too. So if you're under 5 feet tall, you have an issue, right? And so that was kind of the biggest surprise. I think for the other surprise was the children. We were thinking of making children's glasses kind of small, but after meeting so many kids, we had to make them larger too because kids today are just larger. They're not, the little petite kids that we're used to seeing. You think about the husky size. I remember that when I was a kid, there was a size like, you have your regular size and then you had husky. But the kids in their faces, they need larger glasses too. And that's another reason why a lot of kids hate to wear their glasses because they don't really fit well and they hurt. So that was another surprise that we incorporated to making the glasses beautiful and fun for the kids in the characters that they like. We have Paw Patrol glasses, Rubble, and Sky, which was like, Sky's like our number one seller for kids. All the girls love her glasses. So if you're going to wear glasses, you want glasses with flowers on them and your Paw Patrol favorite character on them. But they look good and they feel better. So the kids are able to wear them.
So then you really listened to people's feedbacks and then also bring it out to them once there has been enough feedback.
Correct. I mean, that's how we got started, right? Because our feedback said glasses didn't fit us. So we listened to our own feedback to start the company, and to keep the company going, we have to listen to our community because I think they're looking for someone who just says, all right, now you're here, hear me out. This is the other part that's the problem. We met a woman who bought like 8 pairs of our glasses and she lived in Minnesota. And we were like, oh my goodness, like, can you send us a picture, right? Because we just want to know what she looked like. And she was like, I have a big face, whatever, but I'm not Black. And we said, it's okay. And she was a beautiful older white woman, but she was very artsy, but she had a really large face and she had a rare disease that all her lenses had to be yellow tinted. So we do prescriptions as well. So we did her prescription and every lens was yellow. And we thought it was a little bit weird, but come to find out a lot of people have that where they have with the light and they need yellow tinted lenses. But she bought our green frames and she put the yellow tint and it looked beautiful. So now we market her on our social media and so many people started to ask for the yellow tinted lenses just for fashion, but she needed it for medical necessity. So again, we don't know until the customer comes to us and then we're like, wow, this is amazing.
That's so amazing. So you really stayed true to it and you stayed, I would say, also very humble in that process of not like, oh, I know what works, I know this style and we're going to sell this and push it out to the market. No, actually, you really listen to what comes to you and act on it. So why do you think, and it makes so much sense, right? You're rewarded by it because now this has become a completely new line, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
So why do you think many brands out there don't really listen to customers? They might engage them on social media, but they don't necessarily act on their customers' feedback. Why is that?
I can't speak for other companies, but I mean, I would think nowadays, because social media is such a presence that they have to listen to their customers. The question, like you said, do they act on it? Right. So they might listen and do maybe one thing, but do they act on it? Because they might not, because don't forget, a lot of companies have shareholders. They have other financial relationships because it's just us and it's our business. We have one angel investor to date. We run the show from soup to nuts. So we realize that, yes, you might only make, let's say you only make 100 people happy, but those 100 people refer another 100 and another 100. So when companies have big shareholders, they're like, listen, the masses are buying this. Don't worry about the little people, right? And if that was the case, we wouldn't be here because they would have made glasses for larger people. They never did, right? The focus has never been people with larger noses or larger faces. So that gave us a space to come into the market because they targeted only the masses, right? If the majority of people are buying the glasses and it fits them, and then even though they're complaining, don't worry about it. We're focusing on the shareholders and making money. That left a lane for us to come in and say, hey, we're going to be the people that focus on the people who are telling us what they need. And that has been really good for us. And we're grateful to those people because, again, you solve the problem for those 100 people. They refer another 100 who refers another 100 who refers another 100. And we have grown because of that community, because someone purposely left us out and decided that they're only going to focus on the majority. And we said, listen, there's a whole bunch of people. It's a good 12 to 15% of the population that you left out. And we're focusing on them.
Wow. And that's still a very big group of people, 12 to 15%.
It's a big group of people. It's 164 million Americans wear glasses in the U.S. only.
Wow.
So now we're looking at the U.S., which we want to go internationally. We're looking at UK now. We're meeting with some people, so fingers crossed. Hopefully it goes through. But yeah, we realize that there's so many people that's been left out.
And one question, and I have a gut feeling of what direction's going to go, your answer, but I'd love to hear it in your words. So if you could choose between two scenarios, one is another 100,000 followers on a social media platform of your choosing, or so their followers on social media, or another 1,000 real community members that, they give you feedback, they're really, really engaged. Which one of the two would you prefer and why?
The latter.
Okay.
I mean, you want that community, right? It's great to have followers. I think it's great. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of followers, and you always want that. But the community who needs the eyewear, who's going to give us feedback, who's going to buy annually, right? Because, you get a new prescription sometimes every year or biannually. You want that community because that's what keeps us in business. That's what gives them what they need, right? We're here to solve a problem. So I think that 1,000 community is so valuable, and it helps us grow the brand and make sure that we're serving the community. This is why we started, to make sure nobody had indentations on their face and that they can get cool sunglasses with a prescription in them. These are one of our top selling aviators. Men buy these, and women, of course, but they just look cool.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
I love that we had an entire fashion show during the podcast. This is amazing. It's the first
Yes.
time. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I'd love to end the show with the question of what's next for you and for your brand.
So as I stated a little bit earlier, we're trying to go international. That's our next goal. The same way we did America's Best. They have similar type companies overseas. And we did meet with some people in UK. So hopefully they select us to design a collection for them. Because again, they have a population that they're not serving. So that would be great for us. We really want to continue to grow our direct to consumer. We are in the world and we see what's happening. A lot of stores are closing their doors and filing bankruptcy. And we're seeing that because of Amazon and some of those things, everyone is buying everything online. So we need to meet that market where it is and figure out how we can grow as well. We have added technology to our website. We have virtual try-on. We can do your PD. We can take your PD measurements just from the camera from your phone and your iPhone or your computer. All of that is on our website so that customers can kind of do things in real time. The only thing we can't do is do your prescription. You need an optometrist, but we're trying to get the best that we can. So if you try the glasses online, you can see how they fit on your face and you can immediately buy them. And we partnered with Amazon to do Buy with Prime. So a lot of people who have that sign up, they can do it with us too. We have joined a lot of partners to make sure that you can find Vontélle Eyewear. We signed up with the insurance plan, VSP Iconic. So you can use your VSP insurance. They have 80 million members. We signed up with them so people can buy glasses on their website. That's our Vontélle glasses. We're on Saks Fifth Avenue. We signed up with Shopbop. We signed up with, so Walmart for the kids' glasses. You can go on Walmart and buy the kids' Nickelodeon glasses. So we made sure that our presence is in several places, and we want to keep more collaborations like that so people could find us.
Wow. And I'm so impressed that you've done all of this in just 5 years. So can't wait to see Vontélle everywhere internationally. Really.
Coming to you.
Yes, really big congratulations and a big thank you also for joining the podcast. And where could people find you?
So as I said, they can find us in several places, but you can find us on our website, Vontélle, V as in Victor, ONTELLE.com. That's our main website. And on that website, you can find our partners, America's Best. If you're in the US, you can walk into any of the United States, America's Best, and ask for the official collection by Vontélle. We did a special collection for them, and you could try them on there. Again, Saks Fifth Avenue carries us online. We are on Amazon. We're on a couple places. So we're just really trying to expand our reach, by partnering with all these beautiful retailers. So you can find us everywhere.
So everywhere. That's great.
Everywhere. It's all about better fit. You have to wear glasses. Our job is to target anyone with eyes. That's what we say now. If you have eyes and you need to wear glasses and you need glasses that fit better, that are a little bit more larger and wider, and our petite glasses will be coming soon, you want Vontélle Eyewear.
Amazing. Tracy, thanks so much for sharing just a sneak peek of everything that you've done in this time. And I look forward to seeing you sometime very soon again. So
Thank you, Roy, so much. I can't wait to come see you, or when you come to the US, or I'll come to Spain again.
Sounds great.
Yes.